Welcome to the Evo India News of the Week, the last news bit of March, last news bit of the financial year. I hope you've sorted out your taxes and everything. So, this week, the big news, really big news, is the new Lamborghini V12. It has been unveiled. Now, we spoke about the chassis, we spoke about the engine, all the bits and pieces that go into the car, but now the full car has been unveiled. Look at the images of it. It looks spectacular. Just what you would expect of a Lamborghini. And of course, it has that Lamborghini DNA that flows through it. It is a V12, but it has got electric assist, proper hybrid assist, and it makes a total of 1001 bhp, 1001 bhp. That is an awesome number. It's also a frightfully alarming number, 1001 bhp. I'm really keen to see how it will drive. Obviously, it will be able to put down all its power, and it has all-wheel drive. Now let's dive into the details of the car. First, the name, Lamborghini Revuelto. Revuelto. That's how it is pronounced. And in Spanish, revuelto is a word used for scrambled or mixed up. In fact, scrambled eggs are called revuelto in Spanish, and Twitter has been abuzz with that. But of course, revuelto comes from a Spanish bull, a particularly aggressive bull that used to roam around the arenas of Barcelona in the 1880s. In fact, it was claimed to have jumped the fence probably 8 times, leading probably to injuries, definitely, and even a couple of deaths, I'm assuming. So anyway, the car. Now this is the replacement to the Aventador. Now unlike the Cayenne, this does not use supercapacitors. This uses a proper lithium-ion battery. There is a plug-in charge port in the luggage compartment, and using that you can charge the batteries to full in 30 minutes or use the engine and charge it up to max in 6 minutes. And the outputs, 1001 bhp. That's what we spoke about. Now to give you a benchmark, the Ultimate, the Aventador Ultimate, the last of the Aventador line, that made 770 bhp and 720 Newton meters of torque. The Revuelto, using 3 electric motors, it produces a total of 1001 bhp, and that rivals the Ferrari SF90. Figures, more figures, obviously we all love figures. 0 to 100 in 2.5 seconds. 0 to 200 in under 7 seconds. Top speed over 350 kilometers per hour. This is going to be astonishingly quick, and it is also going to sound like a proper Lamborghini, because this engine, the V12, it revs up to 9,500 RPM. So there's no need to scream blue bloody murder at the electrification, because electrification, hybridization is giving you more power, and it will scream like a proper Lamborghini V12. The big update over the Aventador is the new gearbox. Now, the Aventador, it had that robotized manual, which honestly wasn't really the best part about the car. This new car, the Revuelto, it gets a new 8-speed twin-clutch transmission. So that is going to make a huge difference in the refinement and, of course, the performance of the Revuelto. You obviously get torque vectoring, you get 4-wheel steering, you also get 4 driving modes. So in city mode, you can drive in full electric. No noise, completely electric. So if you're driving through city centers, you can go quietly. Though I don't really know too many Lamborghini owners who will go through city centers in their Revuelto quietly. There is the Strada mode where the V12 is always working and 876 bhp is available. In Sport mode, power goes up to 895 bhp, and there is a more rear bias torque balance for, wait for this, controlled power slides, along with faster gear changes and also firmer damping. And then in Corsa, you get the full 1001 bhp, and the chassis and stability control systems, they are tuned for fast lap times. Carbon ceramic brakes are obviously standard. You get an active rear wing with 3 positions. You get 66% more downforce than the Aventador Ultimate. It is larger than the Aventador. It has got everything is new. So everything on this car is new. Nothing is taken over from the Aventador. And except for the doors and bumpers, all the bodywork is all in carbon fiber. you get 400 colors, so you can choose what you want. There is more space inside than the Aventador. You get 3 digital screens, so obviously it has got all those infotainment and all that techie geeky stuff on the inside. There are 3 electric motors, 1 in the DCT gearbox and 2 on the front axle. Those 2 on the front axle put out 350 Newton meters of torque, and that's how you get all-wheel drive. The engine does not send power to the front axle. The engine sends all the power to the rear axle itself. But it's got very intelligent torque vectoring, 4-wheel steering, so all of that jazz is going to be there. And obviously with this high-tech electronics, everything is going to be smoothened out brilliantly. And the pricing, we hear it could go up to almost 10 crore rupees when it comes to India. It will definitely come to India. Going by the pace at which Lamborghini has been launching new cars in India, bringing the brand new models to India, we will see the Revuelto in India very soon, and it is going to be an utterly spectacular supercar. Long live the V12. Moving on to news that is making headlines here in India, the Mahindra Thar, the 100,000th Mahindra Thar, has rolled off the production lines at Nasik, and that achievement has come in just 2.5 years. Now, everybody, industry pundits, all the manufacturers, they've all been saying that the Thar is a very niche lifestyle vehicle. And India, we don't have too many enthusiasts in India who would actually put down the money for something that is not very practical. It is a 3-door, so it's not practical compared to other SUVs that you get. Yet, buyers have been flocking to it. 2.5 years later, demand is still strong for the Thar. In fact, the newly launched rear-wheel drive variant, I believe the waiting periods are stretching to 2 years. So demand is still running very, very strong. And that's despite the Jimny's imminent launch. When the Jimny finally gets launched, then probably we'll see what the impact is on the Thar. But the Thar is still selling like hotcakes. And if anybody points out and tells you that India is no country for enthusiasts, just show them the sales numbers of the Thar. That is definite proof that there are enthusiasts in India, and there are enthusiasts who are willing to put their money where their mouths are. So long live cars like the Thar, the Jimny, all these enthusiast vehicles that cater to us, guys who live for the thrill of driving. Some more local news, BMW, they've rejigged the X3 lineup, and very strangely, there's no longer a petrol engine. So you only get the 2-liter diesel engine. Prices, the X-Drive 20D X-Line is at 67.5 lakh rupees and the M-Sport is at 69.9 lakh rupees. Obviously, the M-Sport has got a slightly more aggressive body kit. The X-Line variant, it gets the panoramic sunroof, Harman Kardon sound system, 12.3 infotainment system as standard, and the M-Sport, it gets gesture control, a head-up display, and a 360-degree camera. The 2-liter diesel engine, it makes 188 bhp and 400 Newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 in 7.9 seconds. And we've driven the X3. The X3 is very nice to drive. Now, without the petrol, I don't know why they have done that, but only the diesel for now. More new variants. Skoda, they've launched the Onyx variant of the Kushaq, and that is priced at 12.39 lakh rupees. Now, this gets a little bit more features from the higher end variants. This in fact is positioned between the Active and the Ambition variants, and Skoda says that this has been launched based on customer feedback. Obvious customer feedback must be wanting a little bit more features at a slightly lower price, and that is what this offers. So you get the LED lamps with DRLs, which were available earlier only on the higher end variant. You get front fog lamps with cornering function, new body graphics. You get steel wheels, not alloys, steel wheels with new wheel covers. You get the rear wiper and defogger, automatic climate control, again, which was only available on the higher end variant, and perforated leather seats. While we are all going gaga over the Revuelto's mad numbers, Mercedes-AMG are bringing their most powerful production AMG to India. On April 11th, they're going to launch the Mercedes-AMG GT 63 SE Performance, a very long name for what is actually a huge car. This is a proper 4-door. It's actually a 5-door because the rear is a notchback and it gets proper hybrid assistance. So combined power output 841 bhp. Torque 1470 Newton meters. It gets a 9-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 100, 2.9 seconds. Just compare that, the Revuelto 0 to 100 in 2.5 seconds. This huge 4-door, 4-seater luxury performance car does 0 to 100 in 2.9 seconds. Top speed 316 kilometers per hour. It is absolutely insane. The pricing also will be a bit insane, but it's coming to India and there are customers who are willing to look at it, willing to put their money on it. So what else do you get? You get 20-inch wheels as standard with 21s as optional. You get an electrically retractable rear wing, AMG performance steering wheels. You get 64 colors for the ambient lighting, which really doesn't make any difference to us, but you do get that. You get air suspension, you get rear axle steering, you get 7 drive modes, including an electric mode, and you can use electric power to go all the way up to 130 kilometers per hour. Comfort mode is also mostly electric and it is used for low speed driving. Sport mode, you get more boost from the electric motors. Sport plus combustion engine, e-motor all works together. And then race mode is everything in total bananas mode. And obviously, this being the 4MATIC Plus, you do get drift mode. And that is really exciting to us. BMW Motorrad have unveiled their touring version of the R18, the R18 Transcontinental, which is priced at 31.5 lakh rupees. This is BMW's take on the Harley, the Street Glide with that big touring kit. You get a music system, you get a 10.25-inch infotainment screen. Like the Harleys, you get shaft drive, not chain drive. The engine, it is a flat twin. It displaces 1.8 liters. 1.8 liters, puts out 90 bhp and 158 newton meters of torque, and it has 3 riding modes: rain, rock and roll. We end the news of the week segment with information coming in about the all-new Cayenne's interior. Now, this is going to be showcased on the 18th of April at the Shanghai Motor Show, but obviously information has already started to trickle in, and as you can see by the images, the interior is heavily inspired by that of the Taycan. You get 3 screens. Now, you get a 12.3-inch infotainment. The digital cluster is a 12.6-inch curved screen, and the passenger, they get an optional 10.9-inch display. But Porsche also says that the aircon controls are analog, and in fact they say a key feature of the new Porsche driver experience is the right balance between digital and analog elements. Another thing that we love that we are seeing on this is the steering wheel, which has been reworked from the latest multi-function steering wheel from the new 911 sports car. So the Cayenne will be completely unveiled on the 18th of April. So let's watch out for that. And that's it for the news of the week this week, the last week of March. See you in April. And as always, if you have any comments, drop it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this series, our News of the Week series, share it with like-minded enthusiasts and give us a thumbs up.